Okay, I got the green dot. That means we're going live. I'm really curious what kind of quality we're gonna get here.
My AC is kind of loud.
Cooper's AC is a little loud, but hey, we're here and we're using a cell phone's Wi-Fi.
And
did you get a notification? And a pair of headphones is the mic.
I did.
Let me see it. These are probably live people watching the C8 Corvette reveal. For some reason, my finger didn't work for the Touch ID.
Wow.
I was like expecting it to work.
Yeah, I still have Touch ID, guys. Get over it.
Alright. There you go. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. The quality of the audio is not bad.
No, not bad at all. They'll be the judges of that. They are our biggest judges. Our best judges.
They are our judges. I can't see the chat either. It's up to you. So this says the next generation is the most anticipated Corvette ever. Each innovation, each achievement has driven us to this moment. Tune into the live reveal event. Wait, are we not tuned into the live reveal event? Am I not tuned in?
You better tune in, sport.
Oh.
Oh,
What do we got? Oh, it's a pre-show.
Look at the emblems. Oh, there's the new one.
Wait, can they hear this? Can you hear that? No?
I don't think so. Is there anything to hear?
I mean, maybe it's oh crap, it's playing through these.
Well,
that means we're gonna have to go the bad audio route on this. Alright guys, sorry, but we're going wait.
Oh, you might be able to do that in settings.
Yeah. Okay, everyone just hang tight for a minute. I'm gonna try and figure this out. Okay.
Yeah, we're working on it, guys.
I'll put headphone port. Well, we're using my headphones for the audio, but if we go like this, then it should. Yeah, but I don't know if you guys, can you guys hear the actual video? Here, turn this puppy up for a minute.
It's up a little bit so you can just put your ear. They can't hear the cars.
Yeah, that's. Okay, what if I go like this?
Oh, it's the C8.
Because I can. Alright, let's try this. So the audio is going to be a lot worse like this. I'm just warning you guys. Our voices wise.
No, I can't hear him.
Son of a biscuit-eating bulldog. Alright, everyone.
Alright, now I can hear you.
You can hear the car?
I can hear both. Now we can hear everything. Wow. Now the AC's off too.
Oh, look at that. That's cool. Here. Oh, someone donated 20 bucks and said, hell yeah, brother. What the heck? Thanks, brother.
Let's hear
You can actually hear it pretty decent.
Alright.
Alright, it's not bad.
Yeah, we can live with this.
We can work with this, guys. We're literally. Just so you guys know, we are in Cooper's house that he closed on this week. There's no furniture in here. We're using a cell phone hotspot.
Closed yesterday.
Yeah, he literally knows that we are in full winging mode.
We don't really have much in here. Echoing a little. I don't know where any of the light switches are.
Would you guys expect anything different from us, though? I mean, honestly.
Got roller chairs in the living room.
You'll get some office space. We do have a dino. Here's a golden retriever. You guys see this machine frame? Can you see her?
She's her little head is just like popping up.
Our little mommy.
There we go. Young man. Alright guys, so what time is it? It's approximately, so in 15 minutes there's a pre-show that goes, so live coverage begins at 7:50 p.m. They got a 10-minute show, and then it starts at 8 p.m. is when we're really seeing the CD reveal.
Do you think they're going to be like, we're bringing back the LS?
We said forget direct injection, brother.
We're turning it back.
We're going back to the LS.
I know what you're thinking. LS1.
So we went back to the best LS of them all. The LS1.
We know what you guys wanted. Iron 5.3s.
Alright, everybody. These new cities are coming stock with 315 horsepower. What is that? Is that a Corvette? Yeah, I'll take a Corvette. Why? Corvette if you got one.
You got brought in.
Can we get a burn on the drive that as like a Corvette tribute? It's awesome. Also a hello to your
At midnight. Really about that.
That'd be pretty nice neighborhood. I don't know if we should do that.
I think this is Holly's. What's good?
Holly's moved around a lot lately. She's a little anxious. Jeremy.
Is that just old film or is my computer not buffering fast enough?
I think this is old footage. Look at those salad shooters.
Did you say salad tossers?
Or they call those saw blades. There's a lot of Corvette purists that are probably cringing at my nomenclature.
They're salad tossers.
It's the salad shooter.
Good, can I watch the chat room?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of battery though, so Broncon's gonna have to donate her charger. Now it's one of those, we should do this, but then we can buy
It's
deals.
like a concept supervisor.
That was the first, that was like the mid-engine car.
That was the one that was maybe going to come out.
Yeah, the first like mid-engine attempt.
Alright, we got 13 minutes till the live show starts. This guy said, WTF are you drinking? It's water, brother. We can't drink Mountain Dew all the time.
It's late.
Yeah, it's like 11 o'clock.
And I forgot to bring some from the job.
Yeah, we actually were going
The millionth Corvette. Oh, that's a spec and a half right there.
to you know the guy driving that's wearing New Balances. Dude, $160
Easy or on?
Someone donated $160. I don't see that. That happened.
Music is so eerie. Like somebody's about to sneak up and stab me.
Yeah, what are they trying to creep us out or
All this big mouse and this.
What is that volume?
Oh my God! Slow it down, buddy.
Golly. 5 out here.
Oh!
I thought he was about to hit that. The braking sign.
Okay, that guy's driving the wheels off. Oh, brother. He
This guy's
saw that.
like on his way to freaking church on the weekend.
Yeah, the first guy was. Oh no, darling, this thing's flying. Oh, bro, someone did donate $160. Wow. I don't know what currency that is. It's $160, right?
SEK.
Yes.
It's sick. It's like,
Don't fail us, Cooper.
we'll go look into SEK, Randy. It's, I want to say it's like
Greetings from
Swedish.
Russia.
Yeah, what is it?
Swedish.
Oh, I see, I got it. I said Swedish. Yeah.
What's up, mine?
Good job.
Trivia with Cooper.
US.
Oh, look at this guy. It's one of legacy.
Oh.
Does this Pike speak?
Ooh. 701.
I think the 01's been up for like a month. They're already like replacing it.
I know, it does get. It's been probably what, 6 months?
Yeah, probably. Look at that.
So, it's one of those C6 and not Z06.
Yeah, it's a 427 Harlan. It's like a Grand British.
Yeah, it's got the Z06 motor. It's convertible. It's
It's like an anniversary.
yeah. Look at that.
It's exhaust.
Oh! Keep teasing us with these C8 shots. Remember? See those wheels?
It's true colors. Classy. Sophisticated. Yes,
That's wow.
Maybe
That almost flew out of that damn thing.
Oh,
Golly. Look at these guys. Oh, little mods.
Back in the day, we had about an 80% chance of not making it.
Yeah. Dude, they did some crazy stuff back in
Is that my filming?
the day. I didn't know you're that old.
It's not grandpa.
Dude, for real though, imagine Zoom filming like that with no stabilization. Like, that's what it looked like. Unless you're on a tripod. 6 minutos till we fire up.
Split window. That's what the astronauts drove. I'll drive Corvettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Chevy makes it for like
Nice if we could get a Chevy sponsor.
$1. For $1.
Yeah.
$1 per car.
Hook me up with a C8.
I got $50.
You get that thing ripping, brother.
I think the goal is to have them bring it from the factory.
Fair enough.
don't think they need some Florida man break out his $80 laptop and hook up to their $800 million R&D project with some crap USB that's been dragged through the dirt.
I'm gonna give it some time, guys.
Alright, no, we need you.
Jeremy's like nibbling on his beard hairs, catching June bugs and eating them.
Guys at Chevy just shaking their head. They have billions of dollars into this program. For us to just...
You know, but if we were doing a deal with GM, I would take it so serious. I want it to be awesome. That'd be awesome. Really cool.
Red, white, and blue brands for
See that? That was the Corvette.
I don't know about that because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. Long story short, without including any detail, I happen to be banned from all major rental car companies. Cooper's not. But we were at the Corvette track and they were like, yeah, you guys can drive on it. So I was like,
What'd you bring? We had happened to rent. What was it? Like a
It's Camaro SS 6 gen. So of course we bogged it around the road course.
We happened to rent a good car for it.
We knew we were going there, so we, of course.
Chasing instructors.
Yeah, we did a video, but we never posted it because we figured since I'm already banned, it's best to not ban Cooper, so it's in the vault. You opened it.
I haven't seen anything about Area 51. Oh, there we go.
I wonder how long this thing has been on. Dude, that thing was sick.
20 years.
What did they bring back?
I think we saw that when we were in the Corvette Museum.
Dude, that thing is sick.
It's like an instance.
Yeah.
So fiberglass on the things.
That thing is cool. It's like a UFO. Honestly, that car looks like that. Oh, wow. We got 17,000 people watching. Well, welcome to Cooper Town. Yeah.
Some spaghetti and fan mail. I need a lot of it.
Dude, the ZR1s are so sick. I don't know though. C6 ZR1. If you guys ever get the chance to drive one of those, boy, they ball. I mean, they're not as fast as these, but dude, that thing is sick.
Yeah, but there's something more raw about a C6.
Oh, we got 2 minutes.
C7s have so much more nannies.
All right, so guys, in a minute and 42 seconds, this apparently goes live, and then we'll be watching for 10 more minutes while they talk about Corvettes, I imagine. Here's our buddy. Oh, the C5. That's literally a base model C5. That is what Leroy is. Hard top. Not convertible.
Do you think Chevy could have gotten a couple more clips?
I know. Come on.
How much footage do you think they have of Corvettes?
It'll be we have not stepped this up. And a few more. They could have pulled clips of Leroy. I would have happily used them.
Ruby
Oh, if they were here.
Oh man.
Is your seatbelt fastened? All right. Let's go.
Buckle in, folks.
I see where they pick your teams now. I get it.
Why?
Because they highlighted it because of the CA. That, but now.
Oh, there's my car. It was like building up. Here it is.
Hello and welcome to the Next Generation Chevrolet Corvette Reveal live from Tustin, California. My name is Ste B, and it is an honor to be with Corvette and supercar fans across the globe to witness the much anticipated reveal of the first ever mid-engine Corvette. And when I say globally, we are currently live streaming from all 7 continents, which I think is pretty cool. Now, for those of you that are active on social media, maybe you like to use Twitter like I do, please join the conversation on Twitter using # Corvette, or you can tag us at Chevrolet.
What's up,
Earlier
Corvette?
today, I was walking around to speak with some folks, and I learned some really cool facts about this venue that I wanted to share with you all. Well, I'm
Do you think
currently
it is
at hangar
live?
number 2
Wait, no.
at the former Marine Air Force Station, and I learned that it is one of the largest standing
No way.
wooden structures in the world, measuring, get ready for it, more than 3 football fields long. Y'all, this place is massive. Now, the hangar was built in 1942, and it served
I
as
don't
an
know, it
operations
looks like
base
there's
during
some
World War II
smashes.
and the Vietnam War. It was an air facility during the
So I
Korean
guess
War,
that could be.
and it was the country's first air facility developed solely for helicopter operations. So as a daughter of an Air Force veteran,
Yeah, the
someone who
echo
grew
is
up hanging
part
out
of the
on
video,
hangars,
guys. We're getting the
this
same echo.
opportunity in
I think
space
it's her.
right now was
Yeah,
so
it's
cool.
her,
I
it's
completely
not us.
geeked out when I saw it. Well, soon you will see the 2020 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray and all of its glory. And I can personally say, for the last few weeks, I've had the opportunity to see the vehicle in person. And
I've
it
seen
is
red, I've seen
absolutely
blue.
breathtaking.
I haven't looked
During
at
the
it.
show
I know
tonight,
people
we're
have
going to have the
sent them to me,
opportunity
and
to
I've
hear
just
from
been like,
Chevrolet
nope.
leadership, engineering, and
I
some
saw it
special
on
guests
YouTube, right?
about the highlights and background of its first ever mid-engine
I
Corvette.
think I might have seen yellow.
Now, folks, we are just moments away from kicking things off
Might
and
be white.
getting
Look always
started.
white.
But before we do, earlier today I had the opportunity to speak to some Corvette owners and some special guests about tonight's event.
Jumps to me holding
Now,
on.
honestly,
Dude. Yeah, I really like
favorite
them.
things about Corvette.
I got a
Doesn't matter who you
C5,
talk to,
the base model.
everyone
I
seems
also
to share
got a
some special
C6
memory
base
or story
model.
about the Corvette.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
got a
gonna share some of
C7.
those
It's
stories
a
with
base
you.
model
So
too.
first, let's take a look at an interview I did today with Corvette's
film
product
the whole
manager,
time.
Harlan Charles. Let's take a look. Hey folks, I'm currently here with
Oh.
Harlan Charles, who is the product manager for Chevrolet and
I
Corvette.
think I
Hi Harlan, thank you so much for being here today.
Did we meet
Well,
this
it's
guy?
great to be here, and what we're doing, we're revealing the
Look at
2020
Fine,
Corvette,
it's clean. Look
which
at
has
his
a
Kyle
new
outfits
mid-engine
back there.
architecture, 8th generation
Oh, he's not
Corvette.
echoing.
First time it's going to be shown, and it's really exciting. It's been a long process to get here as the product manager for Corvette, and this is really the culmination of a lot of years of work to see this come out today.
Absolutely. Now, for those folks that might not know you at home, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and the work that you've done on the team?
Yeah, so I'm the Corvette product manager for Chevrolet and involved in the strategic part of this car from the beginning and bringing this new architecture to the Corvette. And what we really want to do is give our customers their dream car. We want to take everything they love about the Corvette today, but add to it mid-engine, exotic car performance, attributes, fun to drive, appearance, all that, and really create the ultimate dream sports car.
Absolutely. Now, when thinking about customer feedback, was there any time where you and your team were able to really implement customer feedback into the development of this vehicle?
Oh yes, the
What's
thing
the
about
price?
Corvette, you don't have to go
What's-
out
what's
and
your
ask a lot of
guesstimation on
opinions.
the
We
price?
get it's a fan-based car, and we get a lot of customer feedback on the forums,
starting
going to
price
races,
probably
going to the
like
Corvette Museum and club
65.
events. They come to us, and we really feel like we put
Well, I bet
together
you can get a base
the
model
car of their
for
dreams, and we're very excited about it.
Yeah, Absolutely. That's incredible. Now, final question I have for you. I had the chance to do some digging, and I learned that you are a road tripper and that you've been to 49 states and 10 provinces in Corvettes. What has been your favorite road trip in a Corvette?
49 states in a
Well,
Corvette.
like you said, the Corvette road trip is a great car for it, and we're making sure the new car is capable of that too. And my favorite trip had to be probably the trip to Alaska on the Alaska Highway to show what a Corvette can really do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, Harlan. I appreciate it.
Thank you, and I hope everybody enjoys tonight.
Thank you.
Hertz,
Maybe
maybe.
found himself a yellow
talking
Hertz
to
edition.
Harlan Charles. No matter when I seem to talk to him, he always provides some unique facts about the Corvette. You know, when I was talking to him earlier today, he let me know that he has been working on Corvette since the 5th generation of the vehicle. So Harlan has really been able to see Corvette from the 5th generation all the way up to the 8th generation currently in the mid-engine.
She's wearing
So
white too,
he has
so
just a
I'm thinking they're
wealth
gonna
of
sell white
knowledge,
ones.
not only about Chevrolet as a brand, but also about the
So I've
Corvette.
got one
Well,
concept.
earlier
one.
today, I also
That
had
is
the
a blue one.
opportunity to speak
that
with 2
concept, I
members
think.
from the Chevrolet team that are newer to the team, one from design, one from engineering, and they also had some great perspective about the Corvette. I want to share those interviews with you.
You really
Let's
got
take a
a
look.
high spec one for that.
Hi,
one.
folks. I am currently here with 2 Chevrolet team members, Devin and Brett. And hi, both of you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for being here today. Now,
Coop
Devin,
likes
can you
this
talk to us a
one.
little bit about what you do,
Yeah,
what
look
your
at
role
that
on
thing
the
now.
team
What
is?
is that?
Sure. So I'm the program quality manager, and I see my position as being two-pronged. First, I am the voice of the customer, so I want to make sure that when we're going through our design phases, that we're keeping our customers in mind. And secondly, I also
show
make
us
sure
the
that all the
car.
other facets of the business, manufacturing, finance, marketing, are on time as we go through our vehicle process.
Absolutely. That's incredible. And Brett, can you talk to me a little bit about what you do?
I'm the color and trim design manager for our performance vehicles in Chevrolet.
I want to see the
We
Corvette.
focus on creating
I came
stories
here
that
for a
bring
C8.
emotional value that ties to the heritage and also to the ultimate performance of the
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm assuming that that's really important for what customers are going to get at the end of the day. Now, when thinking about your work every day, can you talk to me about what inspires you most? Maybe you're in the studio, you need a little inspiration, you get pumped up. What inspires you when working on vehicles like the Corvette?
Honestly, the Corvette's very lucky because it's we're lucky to have it
Give me a
because it's such a
refresh on
functional driven
that.
piece. It really drives all the emotion that comes out, and we just try to capture and harness that. A lot of times what we're looking for is finding the best way to color that.
I need to
to
see this again.
Treat it like it's almost like an athlete and bring out every piece so you see it all together.
Show me
So
the
it comes
car.
from the ground up and comes from the
Show me
track
how
and brings it all the way to
I'm
the
bringing it
interior
out.
and exterior.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh,
And Devin, I know we
what is
talked a little
going
bit
on?
earlier, and you are somewhat newer to the team. Can you tell me what it has been like to work on a vehicle that's as iconic as the 2020 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray?
Amazing. I mean, there's no other word that describes it but just that. I've worked with GM for 19 years, and this is probably the most exciting program
I
I've
was
ever worked
looking
on.
at these
Being
comments,
that
seeing
I
if
am the
anybody
voice of
knows
the
anything
customer,
I
and you get
don't.
to travel and talk to our customers firsthand. They're
Garrett has
very
enough
excited
energy for
seeing
both
the
of us.
enthusiasm for the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you both.
I
for being
love
here.
that they designed this car, but I need. Okay, these guys look like they mean business.
Hey folks, I am currently with Bruce and Michael from the Petersen Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, California. Thank you both so much for being here today.
It's a privilege and an
Yeah, I'm
honor.
more of a
It's exciting
Cadillac guy
for
anyways.
anybody out there.
I love museums.
Absolutely. No, Bruce, can you give us a little bit more detail about the Petersen Museum?
Sure. Well, we're
get this
celebrating
thing
our
going,
20th
people.
anniversary, and what a way to start the celebration, too.
Well, I don't know if they'll actually like move a curtain or what, and they'll probably talk
And
to
that will be on
some
the
other guy
27th,
at
28th. So
11.
Petersen Automotive Museum.
I probably have enough time to drive to
Top
wherever this
museum in
is.
the world, and it's
Looks like
spectacular.
there's
We
light
cover the
coming
gamut
in,
from
so I don't know
you
how
know
live it is.
I think it's,
antique cars
they're
to
playing
current
to us
race cars. So
live.
it's got
Ish.
something for
Well,
everybody. We currently have an
We're
exhibit
live.
of movie
That's- I think
cars,
that's
dream
live.
cars from Star Wars, from Mad Max to Corvette race cars. The first Corvette to run Le Mans and one of the last Corvettes to win Le Mans.
I
So
mean, there's no way it's live because they
big Corvette
she's
fans, I can
like
tell you,
jumping
top to
around
bottom.
back and forth.
Yeah, and how do you acquire all the vehicles that you have in the museum?
Well, some of them are on
It's
loan,
quick,
like
and they can stage their
a
cameras.
couple of the Corvette race cars are my personal cars, so we borrow them from
So,
collectors.
favorite deal
And some of them we actually own at the museum, and some of them are donated. So we're looking
full
for
springs
Corvette
around
donations.
this
That's
football
another
full size
our way.
room.
And we have about over 300 cars at the museum.
Ollie's got some
So it's
crazy
quite
anxiety.
an
Where
array,
is she gonna-
something for everybody.
where is
Something
she
for
gonna
everyone,
get
which is
some-
absolutely incredible. Now, Michael,
Some
what is it about
anxiety
Corvette that
diarrhea.
inspires so much passion?
I think
think it's an icon. You know, it was created at a time when freedom was so important, and the car represents speed and fun, and really affordability. I mean, if you look at how that car stacks up against everything from its European competitors, it just blows them right out of the water.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you touched on
All right,
what
you guys get a
to-
feed,
to
Holly.
customers. So when thinking about owners, what does the new mid-engine Corvette mean to owners, maybe like you all or folks across the world?
I think it means competition. I mean, that's what Corvette's about, right? I mean, it kind of brings
Oh,
up
you
the bar
drooled on
of
my
everybody else.
computer.
And, you know, that car, the prototype was from
Good
76
girl.
for the mid-engine
Good
Corvette,
girl.
and now that it's come back, it's been a long time in the making. Everybody's really excited to see
One
it,
more?
including us.
All right, don't drool on my laptop yet.
No, I heard
Golden
that you all
beast.
have an event at the end of the month. Can you talk to me a little bit more about that event?
Yeah, so we're celebrating Zora Duntov, the grandfather of the Corvette, on the 27th and 28th of July. And on the 28th, we're doing a rally
All right, back.
with one of our
Back
Corvettes in the
up.
collection.
We got
to
business
the
to do.
Petersen.
Either
And
pull up
that's
a
the
chair
public
or
day.
go
So
somewhere.
anybody who can actually buy a ticket to the museum and come see that.
Park that
car.
thing. Just
The C8, yeah.
Parallel park
Thank you
that
all
thing in
again
the
so much for
corner.
being here tonight, and best wishes for your event at the end of the month.
I'm
Thank you.
nervous eating.
Thank you. About honoring the legacy of Corvette while celebrating the innovations and achievements that driven
Oh,
us
it's
to
gone.
this point. Now, there were hundreds and hundreds of folks earlier flooding into this room, all excited, all in
Yeah, we didn't get
anticipation
invited.
about the 2020
Going
Chevrolet
out.
Corvette Stingray. Now, for those of you that are just joining us live, please join the conversation on Twitter using hashtag Corvette or hashtag, you can just tag
Maybe
us
if you
at
own three
Chevrolet.
Z06s,
No, folks, we're
not
just
three base
moments
models,
away from kicking things
we would
off.
have gotten an invite.
So it seems like we are ready to get things started. So without further ado, folks, let's go.
Next time, think about that.
What's that, Holly? How many people got on here?
Like 10, 15.
19K? Refresh it now.
It's in the live chat.
Might be
No, no,
29.
29,000?
We have some 7.6 million pounds of thrust pushing the vehicle upward.
You see
The
that?
vehicle that weighs close to 6.5 million pounds. On the Apollo mission, the flight to land the first men on the moon.
It's got a rocket on it.
10,
Jumps to the
9,
C8.
ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
So crazy.
I hate to move the seat.
This is a big deal.
Well, I'm not a Corvette collector.
Oh my god, I'm getting so hyped right now.
There's some chocolate popcorn across my living room. You get too
NASA
hyped.
astronauts, Dr. May.
I wish there was like a heartbeat beats per minute down here right now. I'm so excited. Can I get any closer?
Oh, they're knocking it over.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Dr. Mae Jemison, an engineer, educator, physician, former astronaut. And on this very day in 1969, the crew of Apollo 11 was approximately 176,000 nautical miles from Earth. They were traveling at a speed of 3,200 feet per second to the moon. To put that speed into perspective, your travel time from the Los Angeles airport, which is approximately 32 miles away, would be 53 seconds. And less than 48 hours from right now, we will celebrate the 50th anniversary of the day 3 courageous men embarked on a journey from the Earth to a truly
Now, you leave me
uncharted
alone
place,
with the people?
carrying with them the hopes and determination of thousands of women and men who conceived, designed, engineered, built, and supported the endeavor. And buoyed by the goodwill and the imagination of people around the world, they landed safely on the moon.
Oh, yeah, brother. Brother.
This successful mission forced millions of people to redefine the idea of what was possible. But you see, as a young girl growing up on the south side of Chicago, I knew chapter and verse of the Gemini and the Apollo missions, the engineering sequence to get humans to the moon. I was excited about space, science, and exploration. I like dinosaurs too, right? Space and dinosaurs. But my 7th grade teacher told me to consider becoming an aerospace engineer because they're the ones who build spaceships. You know, popular television shows like The Jetsons, Lost in Space, and of course my favorite, Star Trek, they started people to thinking about space. And in a way, real-life space exploration fueled science fiction, and science fiction fueled real-life space.
I'm Scott Kelly, retired U.S. Navy captain and former NASA astronaut. As a 5-year-old boy, I too watched the Apollo 11 mission on television and was in awe. It's one of my earliest and most vivid memories. Then at the age of 18, I read the book, The Right Stuff, by Tom Wolfe, an amazing story that chronicles the first 15 years of America's space program. The book defined my destiny. I knew right then and there the next step to becoming an astronaut was to first get an engineering degree, then become a fighter pilot, and later a test pilot. Eventually piloting and then commanding the U.S. Space Shuttle, twice launching on a Russian Soyuz spacecraft, and living on the International Space Station for nearly a year, where for me, truly, dreams come true. And they were made possible because of the brave and talented aviators, designers, engineers, and others who worked on the space programs before me.
You think they gave him a Corvette?
The quest to land a human on the moon and bring them back safely to Earth required thinking that wasn't merely out of the box. For most people, it seemed outside the realm of possibility. The scientific, engineering, and creative thinking that led to Apollo 11's success would foster other scientific discoveries and technologies that have benefited us right here on Earth and that propel us further into space. Every innovation builds on the one before it. While in space, as we orbited the Earth, I saw my hometown of Chicago. And more importantly, on this space laboratory, I worked on 43 life science and materials experiments, semiconductor processing, frog embryology. And as a physician, the experiments to understand first the effects of weightlessness on the human body and how to counteract them was key. Because of course, all of this helped us to prepare for extended duration human flight.
In fact, the purpose of my most recent 340-day mission was to study these long-term effects of extended spaceflight on a human guinea pig, yours truly, in an effort to better prepare us for future trips to Mars and beyond. Bad stuff happens to our physiology while we're in space. We lose bone and muscle, our immune systems are degraded, there are vision effects, even changes to our DNA. In fact, 7% of my gene expression changed during my year-long mission, and as far as I'm told, hasn't changed back. Not exactly sure what that means, but I hope it's a good thing. NASA researchers benefited from conducting tests on both me and my identical twin brother, Mark, also a former NASA astronaut who remained right here on Earth. And the results were reassuring.
Let's have some respect.
While in space, the human body adapted to the extreme environment of space. But make no mistake, there's still much more to learn.
And Scott, for me, that's what's so exciting about space exploration. It's learning and purposefully expanding beyond what we know how to do. Similar out-of-the-box thinking that 50 years ago made the Apollo 11 mission a success It's now being applied to map the boundaries of human interstellar flight within the next 100 years.
She said Interstellar.
And once
That's my
again,
favorite movie.
all along the way, these scientific discoveries and technological advances will enhance life on Earth. As a principle of 100-Year Starship Initiative, our main objective is to be sure that the yet undiscovered capabilities for human interstellar flight, that is going beyond our solar system to another star, that those capabilities exist within the next 100 years. The truth is, we believe pursuing an extraordinary tomorrow creates a better world today.
Would many of those that push these boundaries of possibility return to Earth, they piloted a much
Statement
different
is Chevy
craft.
trying to make right
The
now?
iconic
Like, are they trying to
Chevrolet
open a NASA section of the
Corvette.
TED Talk? Is the C8 a spaceship?
Corvettes and astronauts have long been linked.
There you go. Okay,
Pilots
there you
like high performance, precise, and safe modes of transportation. And of course, they've got to be fast.
go. Now we're getting
And like a
somewhere.
rocket, the Corvette you're about to see has the engine in the back.
Yeah!
Like many people here and watching around the world, I'm a huge fan, having owned two different generations of the Corvette myself. And tonight we're here to celebrate an important milestone in U.S. and automotive history.
So I gotta lick my
Here to
lips.
tell
guys. I
you
got
more is
butter
someone
on
who knows a thing or two
Ate a lot of
about
popcorn in the
Corvettes.
last few minutes.
Please welcome GM Executive Vice President and President of the Americas, Barry Engel.
Okay, everyone pull it together. Everyone act professional. This is the guy who might, he might have this there, not on our sponsorship. He might, if we're gonna get a free Corvette, this might be the guy. A handsome fella.
So Captain Kelly and Dr. Jemison, thank you. Thank you for being here with us tonight.
I like this guy. I can tell already.
Thank you for sharing your personal insights into what it takes to overcome challenges, to push the boundaries, and do
He
what
should
no
have
one
worn
has ever
jeans,
done
shorts, and
before.
New Balances.
It's really a true honor to hear your stories. As Captain Kelly said,
They roll
astronauts
up on
and
propane
Corvettes
grill.
have been linked since the very beginning of the space program. When Alan Shepard reported for training in April of 1959,
Well, look at that.
driving his 1957 Corvette. Shepard would go on to own at least 10 Corvettes in his lifetime. Several of the other adventurous and dedicated young men who trained with him to become America's first astronauts also shared his enthusiasm for sports cars. Shortly after Shepard became the first American in space, General Motors executive Ed Cole presented the astronaut with a new white 1962 Corvette. The car had been outfitted by GM designers with a customized space-age interior. This early Corvette astronaut connection, which began with Shepard, might have faded in the years that followed, if not for Florida Chevrolet dealer Jim Rathman. Rathman was a race car driver who, after winning the 1960 Indianapolis 500, opened a Chevrolet Cadillac dealership in Melbourne, Florida, near the Space Center. He negotiated a special program with GM to get astronauts into Chevrolet cars. Many of the Mercury and Apollo astronauts took Rathman up on his Corvette offer. Two-lane blacktop duels fought between Shepard and astronaut Virgil Gus Grissom in their big block-powered Corvettes would truly become the stuff of legend. In his quest for a competitive edge, Grissom had his last Corvette, a 1967 convertible, specially geared and modified for accepting extra-wide rear racing tires. When Apollo 12 astronauts Dick Gordon, Charles Conrad, and Alan Bean ordered new 1969 Corvettes, they asked that the identically equipped 427 Stingray coupes be custom finished in a special black-accented Riverside Gold color scheme that was designed by Bean himself. Corvette gained huge exposure when it famously appeared in the June 1971 issue of Life magazine. Apollo 15 lunar mission crew members Jim Irwin, Al Gordon, and Dave Scott have been photographed with their Corvettes in a training version of the first lunar rover vehicle, or moon buggy, which they would deliver to the moon. The Apollo 15 crew members, their Corvettes were each a different color: red, white, and blue. Dual racing stripes on each car completed the colors of the American flag.
Hell yeah, brother.
Almost everyone has a story of the first time they saw a Corvette. I remember like it was yesterday. I was a little kid, and the neighbor across the street had a son who would occasionally come to visit. And the son, he rolled in style. He drove an early C3. It must have been about a 68 or a 69. It was one like the Apollo pioneers drove. My dad, he always liked cars, and the Corvette caught his attention. But I didn't need Dad to tell me it was cool. Even as a young kid, I could tell that Stingray with rally wheels and a rumbling V8 was really something special. Corvette is truly an American icon. No other sports car nameplate has been rolling the streets or dominating the tracks as long as Corvette.
Like keep the hype going. It was so
Chevrolet's Corvette has garnered a passionate global family. And many of them are here tonight or watching around the world. From all of us at Chevrolet, thank you for joining us for this milestone event. Now,
I mean, this stuff's great. Honestly, it's great. But
I could literally spend the entire show listening to thousands of Corvettes.
It's cool.
But first,
I'll give it
there isn't enough time.
Dude,
and
when
second,
the C9 comes
I'm sure
out,
I missed something
call your
because
boy.
of
I will
a
come help.
fantastic
We'll keep this
and
thing
passionate debate. It is this passion
5
for
minutes
Corvette
in out,
that
show
unites
them
our
the
fans.
business.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
same
golly.
passion drives
You got 40,000
our
people watching. They're
our
all
engineers, our
sleeping.
suppliers.
These guys
and
got to
of
work
course,
tomorrow. What
the
time is it?
entire manufacturing team here in the
We're
U.S.,
15 minutes into this thing. We
specifically
haven't
in
even seen
Bowling
it.
Green, Kentucky, where we proudly build this great car.
I don't even know anymore.
And that passion, it started on day one. January 17th, 1953, Chevrolet revealed the Corvette Dream Car at New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel as part of GM's traveling auto show known as Motorama. Not even the founding fathers of Corvette, designer Harley Earl, architect of the V8 engine Ed Cole, or the young Belgian-born engineer
The most
Zora
Chevrolet
Marcus
thing I've ever
Duntop.
seen in my life.
None of them
I think
could
he
have
wrote like a
imagined
really long
the automotive
speech and
legend
somebody
they
showed
were
him to
launching.
What do you think?
With more than 1.7
I mean, I don't know, but this is the most Chevrolet
Corvette
thing I've ever
has
seen.
long
Like,
been the crown jewel of Chevrolet. It has always represented Chevrolet's
I love you,
best
Chevrolet.
in design, performance, and technology, all at a great value. Like their kindred spirits who made aviation and space exploration possible,
Golden
our
Retriever
designers
fell asleep.
and engineers have been similarly inspired by every generation of Corvette to push the technical limits
Well,
of
that's
propulsion,
C6.
materials, precision engineering, design, and aerodynamics.
Help your buddy out. Grab a phone.
We have not
pal.
only pushed the envelope on our production cars,
Vertical.
but we have been working behind the
That's
scenes
C7.
for decades to design and engineer mid-engine research vehicles that pushed even further, all in preparation for this moment. Earlier, Scott and May outlined the importance of creatively blending engineering and design to make great things happen, and the importance of focusing on every detail. The next generation Corvette is not just about imaginative breakthrough engineering or breathtaking design. It's about both. And it's about every detail. Reimagine. What you're about to see is a milestone achievement for GM, for Chevrolet, and for Corvette. This car is a powerful testament to the creativity, imagination, discipline, and perseverance of the men and women
a Mustang.
who had the courage to dream and journey to places where few, if any, have ever gone before. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-new 2020 mid-engine Corvette.
My God, it's flying.
CGI.
I like this video. I like where this is going. Let me get some volume on. Ooh. It's red. Oh. Oh, see those wheels? Oh. Damn, that thing looks sick. Okay. Okay. Sounds like a V8. Damn, did you see that engine bay? Oh!
That's a good looking vehicle.
She's bad. Woo! Oh my gosh. Damn. That thing is sick. Ooh, the red is so nice.
Yeah, refresh it.
Oh. Dude, it's beautiful. That looks nothing like the renderings and stuff. Going to have one of these.
Of General Motors, Mark Royce.
Dude, they crushed it. That thing looks so good.
Is that the base model one?
It can't be the base model.
I mean, they've never come out with a
Yeah, they would never release it.
No.
This is the day. Well, finally, here it is.
If that's
ladies
a base
and
model,
gentlemen.
that
What do
thing's
you
gorgeous.
think?
I mean, it kind of looks narrow body-ish.
Yeah. Imagine what a 06 would look like.
I think I speak for a lot of us here when I say it's hard to believe this is really actually happening. Before I tell you about the car, I have to say that we are all incredibly thrilled and honored by the presence of the true American heroes that kicked off our show tonight. So thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was a little kid, and watching these grainy images, I was completely blown away by the moon landing. The lunar lander and the man walking on the moon. And we were all thinking, this country is the best.
How much horsepower?
I built an incredibly detailed model of the Apollo lunar module. When I was finished, it felt like the coolest thing I'd ever done. I built many other model rockets after that, like the kind you can launch right in your backyard, but that's a different story for a different day. Today, it is almost impossible to think that it's been 50 years this week since the Apollo 11 landing. 50 years. After all those years, here I am at the launch of another engineering marvel, another one that blows my mind, makes my spine tingle, that makes me proud to be an American, and that makes me want to build things.
Hell yeah, dude, that thing is
Appropriately,
sick.
for a vehicle that's been an American icon since
The press photos aren't that
1953,
good looking.
the new generation represents
It looks
one
beautiful
giant
in
leap
that
for Corvette.
lighting.
The 2020 Chevrolet Corvette is true to the vision of creator Zora Arkus-Duntoff, a mid-engine supercar.
They can also lower
The
it a little
C8 is everything Zora dreamed of
That thing's
with
gonna look
technology
so good with the
never
nice
could have
front
imagined.
lip and a little
different
bit.
wheels.
For me personally, seeing the Corvette
Offset.
and meeting Zora for the first time all traced back to growing up
Oh,
in
they're
this
calling
great
it the
business.
Zora.
On many weekend afternoons,
It's called the
my
Zora.
dad took me to work with him at the GM Tech Center in Warren, Michigan, specifically the Chevrolet Engineering Building, where the Corvette came to life. I spent many of those rides to Warren hunched in the rear flat area of Corvette coupes. On the way home, they would take me by the GM Research Building lobby to see the Firebirds and the original Silver
How tall is this guy?
I just loved everything about it.
Decently tall.
And they used to have a swap meet in Warren down the road from the GM Tech Center where they'd sell Chevrolet heads and parts and all kinds of stuff. On one of those weekend trips to work when I was about 10, I begged my dad to stop at the swap meet so we could check it out, and he did. We go inside the huge warehouse-like building to look around, and there's Zora. I'd never seen him before, but you could tell right away that he was someone special. He was sitting there holding court, signing all kinds of things for all kinds of people, and it was just so cool, such a great moment. It all contributed to the aura of Corvette for me and reinforced what I already knew I wanted to do with my life. That's why it's so special and so exciting for me to be up here on this stage with this car. This car, the all-new 2020 Corvette, is one that changes everything.
The mirrors are sick.
With every succeeding generation since 1953, Chevrolet has worked hard to make Corvette better and better. We've never stopped improving, never stopped innovating, and never stopped making the car faster, better handling, more comfortable, more everything. You can make the case that once we got to C7, we had pushed the limits of what we could do in that configuration. It was as close to perfection as front-engine, rear-drive Corvette was going to get. To take performance and driving dynamics to the next level for our customers, we had to move to mid-engine. And that's what Zora had always wanted, of course. In 1959, exactly 60 years ago, Zora and his team went to work on developing Chevrolet Engineering Research Vehicle number 1, commonly known as SERV-1. SERV-1, which made its debut in 1960, was a demonstration of what happens when you push the boundaries of engineering and design to develop a mid-engine race car. What made SERV-1 so unique was how light and powerful it really was. The car only weighed 1,600 pounds, and the body accounted for 80 pounds of that. The 283 cubic inch V8 powered the SERV-1 produced 350 horsepower and weighed only 350 pounds, thanks to the then novel use of aluminum in the cylinder block and heads, and several other critical parts like the water pump and the flywheel. Zora's team also used magnesium in the clutch housing and fuel injection manifold, and it also featured mechanical fuel injection. But my favorite aspect of SERV-1, and it's probably yours too, if you've ever seen it run, you can actually see flames coming out of the back of it, and it is just unreal. So SERV-1 was followed by what I think is the most beautiful of all the SERV vehicles, SERV-2, in 1964. The SERV-2 was an amazing car built to compete against the Ford GTs at Le Mans. It had a monocoque chassis, a 377 cubic inch V8 producing 500 horsepower. Importantly, SERV-2 was, in fact, all-wheel drive. The transmission featured a unique configuration in which the rear wheels were driven by one torque converter and the front wheels through another in the front. Zora patented this configuration in 1968. SERV-2 also marked the beginning of the velocity stacks, like the McLaren stack, which were developed, in fact, by General Motors R&D, and that car is very, very special in my opinion. And in 1990, the SERV-3 made its debut. I was already working at the company, so I remember it being built around the time we were spending a lot of time at the GM Proving Ground working on sort of the holy grail of a true active suspension
I doubt
system.
it is, but that would be crazy.
SERV-3 did have that yaw control and kept it stable through the active suspension, and it had active aero and other advanced technology on it. Like its predecessor, it had an all-wheel drive mid-engine configuration. And it was powered by a turbocharged ZR1 5.7 V8 producing 650 horsepower. And it weighed only 3,400 pounds thanks to extensive use of carbon fiber, and the central structure was in fact a carbon fiber torque tube that weighed only 38 pounds. The ends of that beam were machined from titanium. Those three SERV vehicles and their legacy are very much the inspiration for this new, first ever mid-engine 2020 Corvette Stingray. They show what Corvette has always been about for Chevrolet and GM, pushing the boundaries of innovation in terms of propulsion, material usage, and performance. Now, just as Corvette has been a halo for Chevrolet and the brand, these served cars were a halo for GM R&D, pushing the company to greater innovation and to new heights.
This is all filmed.
They also serve to show that mid-engine has always been a part of Corvette's destiny, and it's something we've been looking at for a very, very long time. All along, it has been absolutely paramount that we keep Corvette true to its roots of attainable performance. Mid-engine has historically posed a challenge to this mission. Not so anymore. The time has come today, and we feel that both Corvette traditionalists and potential new customers will embrace the change in layout, especially once they see it and drive it. They'll think it's flat out the best Corvette they've ever driven, and that will be because it's the best Corvette anybody's driven. There are many reasons for that, even beyond the mid-engine layout, like the way it feels, the way it sounds, the way it looks, and the incredible attention to every detail on the car. And that's what we're going to dive into now with Phil and then Taj. So please join me in welcoming the Executive Design Director of Global Chevrolet, Mr. Phil Zach. Phil?
Thanks, Mark. Thanks. Thanks, Mark. At GM, every time we take on the task of designing a new Corvette, it must build on its storied history and push towards the future. The current 7th generation Corvette and each one before it had a strong and powerful presence. But the new mid-engine eclipses anything we've ever done before. This is not merely a new chapter in the Corvette legacy, this is an all-new book. But before I continue, I want to acknowledge the true design talent that really brought this mid-engine Corvette to life, as well as generations prior. John Cafaro, former Chevrolet Executive Director of Design. John, you in the audience? There you go. And also Tom Peters, former Corvette Chief Designer. Tom, please stand. Now, both John and Tom have recently retired from GM, but they're here with us tonight to share this moment. Their legacy and talent will forever live on with Chevrolet and into the future with this new stunning 2020 Stingray. I hope you'd all agree with us. Sure.
Yeah, let's just get the specs going. I need to know the horsepower.
Now, Chevrolet has always been a symphony of performance, design, and engineering. But on this car, every element has been elevated to the next level of craftsmanship. The Stingray's exterior is a powerful, bold, futuristic design statement with exotic proportions, a wider stance, but still unmistakably Corvette. You can see the continued influence of aircraft design, lean and muscular with sculpted shapes, conveying a sense of motion even while standing.
CGI.
With the new kept forward driving position and rear engine location, the proportions become the essence of a jet fighter for the road.
Too many guns.
As you would have expected, we've maintained some of the essential Corvette design cues that are timeless and transitioned well into this new mid-engine configuration. For example, the bold front face with LED lights and aggressive dual-element DRL signature proudly say Corvette. The strong fender peaks over the front wheel and rear quarter give the Corvette the expected athletic, muscular appearance. The sleek sculpture is low, taut, and narrow-driven. And the horizontal crease down the body side is the main design element that gives Corvette its sleek appearance and anchors the fender shapes and aggressive side intake. The purity of this feature is so significant that we hid the door handle releases underneath the side intake to keep them clean and uninterrupted look. Now, as you move to the rear of the car, the dual element tail lamps are uniquely Corvette with an enhanced three-dimensional execution. With the wide lamp location and the lower dual exhaust tips, the rear stance exudes the performance attributes of a true exotic. Now, the design challenges for this mid-engine Corvette were unique in that everything had to be changed.
I'm turning the AC back on. No
But at the
removable
same
hard
time,
top.
our mission was to
Oh,
make
I like
the
that.
finished product not just unmistakably Corvette,
Oh wait, no, it does have
but an
one.
exotic
Where do you put it?
supercar
In the-
version
in the
of a
front?
Corvette.
Yeah,
By
that's the
repositioning the engine to the middle,
Unless the
the proportions
whole back
shift,
opens and
and
it
whole
goes somewhere
canopy is
in there.
thrust forward in profile,
Oh, yeah.
allowing the
Big
rear
that is.
wheels to move farther back for a much more aggressive attitude. The mid-engine design allows for a more forward feel
I wanna see the
in terms
rest
of
of
driving
this, I
position
think.
and visibility.
I know.
You're actually leading the way as you drive. Additionally, having the motor behind you communicates a supercar feel, which intensifies the overall driving experience. The new location of the engine is truly the focal point for the car's design.
I really like the engine cover.
It's the heart of this new Corvette,
Yeah, that's
and it sits like a
spines.
jewel in a showcase. A jewel in a showcase that is visible through the large hatch rear window. Now, every visual surface on this component received unprecedented attention, including the meticulously designed engine and underhood compartment.
No, 2 cents.
Diving into the detail execution of the car, the design team found inspiration in high-end motorcycles and race car components.
I see a direct injection.
We sought to
line.
optimize the appearance of every
It's
wire,
the same direct injection
tube,
line.
component routing, fastener, and finish.
I didn't see a fuel rail though.
We took the panels off and spent countless hours developing the engine compartment,
EF5 fuel
right
rail.
down to all the mechanical fasteners. The intake manifold covers
Oh,
were
there-
completely
was there?
redesigned, and a
Is
Corvette
there a
emblem
fuel
was
rail on
added
the outside
for
too?
additional.
There was.
Right there. Look.
Now, the exterior
Does it
statement
have
is bold,
DI
fresh, and fully capable,
and port injection?
reflecting what we've learned from past Corvettes and from
That'd
racing.
be crazy.
For the new Stingray, we completely redesigned its cooling and airflow. We looked at drag, lift, how to achieve the optimal balance with this new mid-engine
Remove the body
configuration
panels.
while maintaining the design integrity. All the surfaces are pulled taut as possible over the mechanicals, giving the car a dynamic energy that visually draws people to it. Now,
It's a
what you see on
great
stage
looking car.
is the Z51 package. We've had this unique track
Z51.
package
So
for
it is a
Stingray in
base
the past,
model, but it's got a
and this
trim
one offers
package.
customers even more. As you can see, it has an aggressive front splitter and an open air
These
rear
graphics
spoiler.
are unreal.
Our designers worked hand in hand with
Yeah.
the aero engineers to give a whole new meaning to the term form follows function. Now, Taj will touch on this a little bit more in his presentation. Now, the mid-engine configuration not only enables a stunning exterior, but also improves interior accommodations. With the engine behind the driver, the cowl and the instrument panel are lowered. The entire occupant package is moved forward 16.5 inches, improving visibility.
Wow.
The
Wow,
driver
look at that.
compartment is also larger than the previous generation.
Ooh,
offering
that
more
is
space
nice.
And an inch more seat travel.
Look at the shape of the steering. An inch more seat
With
travel.
this new mid-engine exotic exterior, we had to deliver an inspiring interior to match. The most important
All the buttons,
is the
yeah, all the
driver-centric cockpit, which features a new squared-off two-spoke steering wheel that leaves an unobstructed view of the 12-inch reconfigurable cluster display. The square steering wheel shape and low two-spoke configuration enable a full 9-3 hand grip position during hard cornering. The compressed shape also
look like
allows for
they
better
have a
visibility
location for it.
and more legroom. In the cockpit, the controls are literally wrapped around you in all directions.
Maybe.
It reflects a
Keep
car
going,
that is
though.
all about catering to the driver's experience.
Directly
You'll
on the
notice that the
cup
only knob on the auto system is the volume control, and that's because it's the most frequently used. Every other button had to earn its place. The single line of climate control buttons on the console are intuitively laid out
That's
and
weird how
minimized.
they put the buttons down that thing.
The instrument panel's wings extend from the driver's console and wrap around the IP,
Can
freeing
the
up space.
passenger even use them, you think? They're
This
like,
same less is more philosophy has also been incorporated into the unique ultra-thin air vents. The look is simple and clean and helped us keep the instrument panel low for great forward visibility. Now we will offer 3 seat options: a GT1, a GT2, and a competition
I knew
sport
they'd save the
for drivers
stuff
seeking the
for
right
that.
balance of comfort and style.
what mode?
We now offer 6
Yeah.
interior color themes, more than ever before, which also includes more personal choices on material selection and stitching. The interior stitching is also larger and more pronounced. It highlights the handcrafted quality and attention to detail.
Yeah.
Even the seatbelts get an expanded and expressive color palette,
Oh, you
an
get
optional
seatbelts
6.
in color now.
We've also expanded the exterior color palette to 12, more than we've ever offered previously. Now, everything on the interior is authentic, and most parts are wrapped in leather or suede. The buttons are aluminum. Carbon fiber is used throughout for lightweight performance and visual appeal. Now, all of these details are what makes this 2020 mid-engine Stingray special. From the moment customers walk up to see the car, open the door, we want to surprise them and let them discover something they weren't expecting. We want them to say, this can only be a Corvette, but also say it feels like no Corvette ever. But none of this great design would be much without the performance, the packaging, and the total livability of this mid-engine sports car. All made possible by our incredible engineering team, led by Corvette Executive Chief Engineer, Tad Stripter. Thank you, Tad.
All right. Tell us about the juicy bits. I want to know how much turkey makes.
What a night.
What a run in the quarter.
Been a long time coming. It's great to see everybody's faces out here. You know, we have great relationships with our customers. I'm so glad you all came out with us. What a venue, fantastic venue. It's so large it was actually raining up here. You guys didn't feel it out there. Mark turned the wipers on, but it stopped raining, so we're putting those away.
Oh, he just commented that he's putting the wipers away. Oh.
Thank you, Phil, and good evening, everyone. I'd like to add my thanks to Scott and May for inspiring us and generations to come.
He drove his
As Mark said, this is the right time to move to mid-engine. We've actually known for quite a while we were reaching the limits of performance in a front-engine configuration. Of course, just expanding the performance envelope wasn't the only challenge we faced. Corvette also has to be beautiful, functional, and attainable. And it has to fit into our customers' lives as naturally and completely as our front-engine cars do. Our mission was to develop a new sports car that combines all of the things we do really well today with the performance and driving experience of mid-engine supercars. All while meeting requirements from all around the globe, including right-hand drive markets. That was news right there.
Australia's pumped. It's a pretty big deal.
To do this, we had to develop the analytical tools and knowledge necessary to engineer world-class mid-engine cars on our very first attempt. State-of-the-art computer models and simulation let us synthesize and integrate new solutions for body structure, aerodynamics, thermal management, crashworthiness, and others. These images behind me depict some of the simulation work we've done. And we're going beyond that tonight, as you've already seen, using augmented reality. Let me explain some of the physics behind why putting the engine behind the driver enables us to make a quantum leap forward in driving dynamics. A mid-engine architecture allows for a very short, straight, stiff steering system. It's 50% stiffer than today's car. And that makes the driver's input to the chassis nearly instantaneous. The new seating position places the occupant's center of gravity right on top of the vehicle's center of gravity, so the car literally rotates around you in a turn. It completely changes the perception of vehicle handling and responsiveness. It also allows us to engineer higher performance chassis calibrations while simultaneously improving ride quality. Historically, cars with rear weight bias struggle to get to neutral and progressive vehicle handling. We were determined to get all the benefits of that weight distribution without any of the drawbacks. We did that by putting untold hours into the design of suspension geometry, bushing compliances, tire construction, and the front to rear stagger of the wheel sizes. There's actually a lot more than that to it, but I can tell you the final result is magic. The driving dynamics of this vehicle are better than we thought they would be. Today's Corvette gets excellent marks for ride and handling balance, but the Stingray is a whole new deal. No Corvette has ever felt so comfortable, nimble, and so completely stable. I can't talk about the suspension without talking about its foundation, the body structure. The main structure is aluminum and makes the most use of high-pressure die casting in General Motors history. The 6 largest castings are enormous. These high-pressure die-cast precision parts have superior material properties, more design flexibility than traditional castings.
Yeah.
They are used throughout the car to minimize the number of joints and put the material exactly where it needs to be for maximum stiffness and minimum mass. They are the key to making this the stiffest Corvette in history, which in turn contributes to great driving dynamics.
Wow.
We've been using a center backbone strategy since 1997, but for the 2020 Stingray, it has been completely redesigned for a mid-engine configuration. In addition to great structural feel, customers will notice very low rockers, which allow for easy entrance and exit, compared to other mid-engine designs featuring a tub-type construction.
Yeah, they're talking about the...
Beyond aluminum, we're using many innovative materials in many strategic places. Corvette has always been a mosaic of premium materials, and this one's no different. We picked the material that optimizes the performance of each component. On a mid-engine car, you would expect there to be a front storage compartment. But the Corvette also features a rear storage compartment. Both of these compartments and the dash panel are molded from ultra-lightweight fiberglass with a proprietary resin. It's so light that actually a solid brick of it will float in water. This is a real first, a real breakthrough. It helps manage the Corvette's overall weight while maximizing luggage volume and resisting elevated temperatures. And speaking of those 2 luggage compartments, we felt it was hugely important to maintain our class-leading utility. Combined, these 2 compartments provide unprecedented luggage volume. The trunk easily accommodates the standard removable roof panel, which has been a hallmark in Corvette since 1984, or 2 golf bags.
Bro, I need that
luggage. In fact,
luggage.
even the 5-piece luggage set that we custom designed to completely fill the back of the current car fits perfectly in this new car.
Wow.
Protecting that rear trunk, we have the automotive world's first curved, pultruded, carbon fiber bumper beam. This is the lightest and strongest possible structure for this very important part of the car. And although luggage room is not at the top of most sports car customers' reason to purchase, we know it improves the car's bandwidth. What I mean by that, it does a lot of things well. Of course, we want the Corvette to be an amazing track weapon. We also want it to shine as a daily driver and as a long-distance touring machine. Another way we expand bandwidth is through customizable driver modes. The 4 familiar driver modes we introduced on the current Corvette return for 2020: weather, tour, sport, and track. Customers will find even more vehicle characteristics involved in tailoring the driving experience in each mode. New for this generation, we have what we call Z mode. Z mode lets you customize every vehicle attribute we offer and make it accessible with the single push of a button.
So you can make it.
So for example, if you like a certain setup for a particular track, instead of wading through menus every time you head for pit lane, you hit the Z mode button and off you go. As Phil mentioned, the new Stingray will have the Z51 package. It includes a long list of track-focused features like performance tires, larger brakes, electronic limited slip differential, more aggressive gearing in the transmission, additional cooling capacity, and aerodynamic content. The aero content includes additional brake cooling and a front splitter and rear spoiler that actually create full vehicle downforce and confidence-inspiring balance on the track. With more weight on the rear axle, the electronic limited slip differential is more effective than ever, giving the Stingray the optimum handling balance through every corner and the ability to put power down like never before on corner exit. The available performance traction management has been refined for greater acceleration and more consistency across a wider range of surface conditions. I'm just scratching the surface of what this vehicle does, can do, and will do. Many of our features are enabled by our new digital vehicle platform. This new electrical architecture sends signals much faster, provides state-of-the-art cybersecurity, and over-the-air reflash capability. We are introducing our second generation of the performance data recorder, which will now have a database of track start-finish lines. You'll be able to do point-to-point recordings and can even be set to auto-record like a dash cam. Of course, all the video is high definition. Other features include a 14-speaker Bose Performance Series audio system, the highest level we've ever done, and a rear camera mirror, but we put the camera on the roof, so it's high and forward, so you can better monitor your blind spots. There's even a front lift system capable of raising the nose up to 2 inches.
Everyone's talking about that.
You guys know we talk to our customers.
That's cool,
But that front lift system is actually GPS enabled. Every time you lift the nose, it will ask you, do you want this one memorized? And if it's one you use often, all you have to do is hit a single button, say yes. It will memorize that and up to 1,000 places. Every time you approach, it'll automatically lift. You don't have to do anything. Okay, you've probably been waiting to hear about the drive lines, the performance stuff.
Here we go. You're not going to hear from me.
I'll talk about the beating heart of the Corvette, the engine. In a world quickly migrating to forced induction, small displacement engines, we are bucking the trend and continuing to advance the development of our famous small block V8.
Okay. I know, it's sick.
There's simply no substitute for the immediate responsiveness and the sound emanating from this technological masterpiece.
What in
We
the
will be
world?
the only remaining naturally aspirated V8 in the segment.
LT1.
We are calling it the LT2, and its displacement remains 6.2 liters. But that's about all that is carryover about it. With the performance exhaust, it was recently SAE certified at 495 horsepower and 470 foot-pounds of torque, making this the most powerful Corvette Stingray ever.
I bet you're red, stupid high.
And the base model, 495?
For the first time, the Stingray comes with a standard, integrated, engine-mounted, dry sump lube system.
Whoa.
The system has 3 separate scavenging pumps and a very compact reservoir mounted on the front of the engine. The low-profile oil pan reduces mass and lets us mount the whole engine lower in the chassis than we've ever done before.
Makes sense then.
The oil cooler has
I wonder if it's
even
LT,
more capacity.
Like, if it's going to be as
The
far
bottom
as
line
same
is
type
that
of
the new
head.
lube system has been absolutely bulletproof
Are we gonna
during our
put
testing
it
at
in?
tracks like
Can I have a
BIR,
YLT
the
intake?
Nürburgring, and our own Milford Road course. That engine is paired to our first 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, or
Dual
DCT.
clutch trans. Oh, look
This
at that
features
thing.
a very
Oh,
innovative
look at that.
electronic transmission
Looks like
range
the quick
selector,
change
a
difference.
masterpiece of engineering art and design that will become a benchmark for
is
the
no
industry.
diff.
The DCT provides lightning-fast shifts and excellent power transfer. Simply put, the DCT shifts gears faster and better than any human can. It offers the spirited and connected feel of a manual and the premium driving comfort in an automatic. It truly feels like you're getting the best of both worlds. We've set the DCT up with a very low first gear to leverage our additional traction at the rear to get the car off the line very quickly.
By the beard
Gears
of
2 through
Zeus,
6 are
look at
closely
that
spaced to
thing.
keep the engine near the power peak on the track. Its tall 7th and 8th gears make for easy long distance cruising with low mechanical stress and excellent
So
fuel
it's an
economy.
8-speed.
The LT2 engine and the DCT in combination with this new architecture make the new Stingray a very quick car. We are seeing 0 to 60 times under 3 seconds.
Well, what does it do?
You heard that right. C51 Stingray under 3 seconds.
And we're
This
talking
puts the
rear-wheel
Stingray in the
drive
company of
on a
some of the
street
world's
tire.
quickest cars, and in our own history, only beaten by our 755
I'll
horsepower
believe that.
ZR1.
I see that. That's a big
Now, I've talked
claim.
about a lot of changes.
That's a big
But the
claim.
truth is, we have not changed the essence of Corvette.
That thing must ride
Corvette
out.
is all about freedom
That must feel
and the
crazy.
call of the open road.
Yes, sir.
It is a designed in America,
Ooh, I wanna
built
see
in America, road-going private jet with first-class seating for two that will take you places you never thought you would go. In short, the Corvette is an attainable dream car. That has been true for 66 years,
Yeah, they
and the
do.
2020 Stingray
They
makes
really
that
do
truer
fuck with
than
them.
ever. We're welcoming the cars back to the stage. Driving these cars are actually two of our team members.
The red looks so good.
Our development
white looks
drivers on my
nice.
right,
Go
Alex
with black
McDonald,
wheels
thank
would
you,
be
Alex,
great.
and Michael Petrucci.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll see many, many, many of our Corvette team members here to talk to at this event. They and the thousands of men and women at General Motors have spent countless hours delivering on this mission. And I personally want to thank them all. I'm so proud of this team. Before I invite Mark Royce back up the stage, I'd like to thank him and the entire leadership team at General Motors for their support. Without them, this would not have been possible. Mark, the stage is yours.
All right, boys, 5 minutes left.
Thank you, Ted. Great job. Thank you. Thanks, Ted. And yes, we do test a lot of our safety equipment before we go into production, so that was a little bit of a wiper test there. So thanks, Ted, for that. You passed. I'd like to really thank Taj. We couldn't have done it without you as in the leadership position of that. I would also like to echo Taj's thanks to everyone involved in helping us launch our Corvette Moonshot. The whole team, including our two outstanding development engineers that you met here tonight, they put their heart and soul into this. So thanks, you guys. Great job. I hope you like what you've seen so far, and I encourage you to have a closer look in the next few months. The 2020 Chevrolet Corvette is going where no Corvette has gone before, and we're all thrilled to ride along. This new Corvette with its mid-engine configuration has always been part of Corvette's destiny, and it's the Corvette version of a supercar that we've all wanted to see for so long. Corvette has always been about beautiful design, leading technology, amazing performance, at an unbelievable value. I know many of you are wondering where the new Corvette will be priced. Yes. While we're not ready to announce all the pricing details, no, hang on. What I can share with you tonight is this. When the 2020 Corvette Stingray goes on sale in the U.S., it will start at less than $60,000. Pretty great. Thank you. Yeah, it's, I mean, this is what Chevrolet and Corvette's all about,
We're gonna
right?
get one,
This is what our engineers and our team strive for. Where else can you get a supercar that goes 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds for this kind of money? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, our customers can reserve their 2020 Stingray today. We've got a new system called New Reserve Now program that is live on Chevy.com. So Reserve Now program. It's a new program that Barry and our IT team and our vehicle sales service and marketing team has put together, and it's incredible. Or, of course, you can go to your preferred Chevrolet dealer. So that's a great thing, and it's a configurator, and you can actually look at the car, you can see the car, you can price the car, and it's something that we haven't had before. So thanks for doing that to our whole team that has done that. It's fantastic. So thank you for doing that, Barry and the team. It's great. So we can do that live right now. But I got to tell you, we are just getting started with Corvette.
If you are one of those who like and enjoy driving, you owe it to yourself to try this car.
So a little bit of a preview of what's to come. I'd like to thank everybody for coming here and tuning in. And right now, I'd like to invite everybody up on stage and to the expos and displays that we have in this wonderful facility that has been put together by our whole team. So please come up and take a look at the new C8 Corvette. Thank you.
All right. Wow. Not bad, dude.
That was pretty sick.
Not bad.
I can't wait to see a little more on motor experience.
I know. So there's no manual cars.
Wow,
That's
what an
interesting,
absolutely
for sure.
incredible night. It is truly.
Yeah. All right, dude. Holy crap. Let me pull up the stream here. Let's do this. See a couple of clips before we go here, or read a couple comments before we finish it off. Does it show that we're live right now? There it is. Okay. All right, just so I can read some comments before we end it off, guys. Just want to thank you all for joining. Hope you enjoyed the show. What we had? So yeah, 33,000 people watching. Guys, we had a freaking pumped up day. We filmed some really good stuff in the shop today, and excited to put out some more videos this week. I'm pumped about the C8. We're definitely gonna get one, 100%, and I'm really excited about the way they look. So, 495 horsepower, no manual, rear-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. We'll see.
NA,
LT2, dual clutch transmission. Lots to take in. But we had a freaking blast on the live feed today. Super pumped that you guys all came and watched. But that's it. Until the next time, I guess. We are doing an Area 51 meme video tomorrow. So we got to get to bed. That's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Dude for Dale. We'll freaking see you later.